Hi everyone, Gavin Townsend, the Transformation Guru. Just a quick video on the importance of stretching, especially for bodybuilders. Now, for a lot of strength enthusiasts, bodybuilders, people who try and build their muscle, may it be natural or in an unnatural state, quite often than not, people tend to neglect their joints. So when I say joints, I'm referring to the likes of the shoulders, the elbows, knees, etc. And in many cases the weight load and tension of the muscles can be pushed very hard and under all types of pressure, but in many cases the joints cannot keep up, and muscles break down typically during training sessions in terms of breaking down muscle tissue, and then obviously through rest, recovery and nutrition you can heal them, etc. But for most people I meet who have an injury, it's usually joint or ligament, and it's usually as a result of a few things. One is overuse training, one is lack of mobility and flexibility in the joint, and also just generally not being prepared, going in too heavy. There's a lot of young people especially who throw themselves at heavy weight lifting, weight training, and quite often not do more harm than good, because they see their friends lifting heavy weights who've been doing it for a while, and because they've either jumped back at weight training for the first time in a long time, or they're throwing themselves in the deep end and never done it before, they're going to in many cases do more harm than good. So I've been into the fitness industry for over 15 years, been into martial arts and different types of sports since I was a child. So for almost 30 years now I've been into different types of sports and weight training and different types of activities. And I find that with the martial arts, it was embedded into me that stretching was an integral part of the activity that we did. If we wanted more power and if we wanted more fluidity in the training, if we wanted more preventative training to offset injury, we had to stretch. If we wanted to get the roundhouse kicks in more, if we wanted to move better, we had to stretch. It was as simple as that, and that was built into me from a young age. And I've always done flexibility. I've took yoga principles. I've done yoga myself for years. I've took principles from the likes of Pilates as well, which is great for, again, strengthening the muscles as much as keep them flexible. But in recent years I noticed that a lot of people come to me with injuries, and it's usually as a result of poor flexibility and mobility of the joints. So if you stay mobile, stay flexible, I always recommend people to do active stretching at the start of a workout, and ideally do some sort of warm-up. A hill incline walk followed by the rower is a fantastic way to warm up all your muscles and joints. And another good preventative measure is to simply train to your limit, and try not to push yourself beyond your limit to the point where you literally break yourself. And if you do get injured as a result, just do what I had to painfully do recently and just rest it off. I pulled my shoulder out of the socket and tore all my tendons around the forearm. It was just from doing too much calisthenics and overtraining for a competition. So I had to rest off for about 2-3 weeks and do alternative training. And it did me some good, to be honest. But yeah, doing flexibility before training, after a bit of a warm-up, doing active stretches would be ideal. And then at the end of the workout, typically try and do more static stretches, more yoga poses. In yoga we can aim to stretch between 60 and 90 seconds. So again, this is a subject that will baffle most bodybuilders, and for many newcomers, but you can actually get more benefits out of building muscle if your muscles are flexible and you're looking after your joints. Because you got to think about it logically. If you're trying to progressively get stronger and push yourself more and more each time you train, you want to prevent injury. It's so key to do that. As a result, by preventing injury, you can train harder, you can challenge your plateaus. The moment you get injured, that's it. You're going to have to take a back seat for a bit, or like I did, take a complete rest period for a bit. And yeah, from experience, over the last 2 decades, I've had very few injuries, and that's been as a result of constantly questioning my total body flexibility, and questioning my posture, my spinal alignment, identifying the likes of my total joint mobility, spinal mobility, the lot. So if you check out on Instagram, there's some latest stretches I've done at Gavin Townsend Fitness. Feel free to check them out. There's some yoga poses on there. Any questions, feel free to also send me questions through Instagram at Gavin Townsend Fitness. And yeah, flexibility, mobility for bodybuilders is key and paramount for a few reasons. Again, one is enjoying your training, 2, offset injury, 3, for further strengthening, and also, more importantly, building muscle as well. So there's 4 easy reasons why you should stretch. I'm Gavin Townsend, Transformation Guru. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, and thank you for watching.